The saddest part about my divorce from my Catalan ex-husband was losing the Catalan culture.
And welcome to Happy Half Hour.
It's actually the perfect lead in because we're talking about Spanish food and wine this whole time.
Welcome to Happy Half Hour. This is your food and drink podcast where we tell you, I don't know if it's everything that you need to know about San Diego's food and drink thing, but it's pretty goddamn close.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. Today we have two of my favorite people in San Diego's food scene. Dan has been one of the wine minds in San Diego that was at a seminal restaurant that basically changed San Diego's food scene. And his buddy Joe is like the slap happiest, smartest, one of the more creative chefs in San Diego that got to start at that same restaurant. I don't know why I'm trying to be catty about this. They both came from Juniper and Ivy right when it really changed San Diego's food scene. And they opened up their own place in North Park called Finca. Finca, it's kind of one of these local success stories. We're going to get to know their story. We're going to talk about sherry. We're going to talk about vermouth. We're going to talk about the intersection of Spanish and California culture and why young chefs coming out, or young cooks coming out of a school or just of life, landing in a kitchen, are like, hey, look, I've been in here 2.5 weeks and I think I deserve my own cooking TV show and I'm going to cook like Radiohead. And how maybe it's a little bit of a problem. That beautiful idea of youth that you're like, you know what? I've been doing this for a week and a half now. Why don't you just give me my own thing and I'm going to do it really weird.
I love that. I teach at San Diego State, so I'm invigorated by it. But then, the old person in me, the get off my lawn in me is always just like, but
learn the basics.
Learn the rules.
And then go beyond the basics.
Yeah.
So we're going to sound like we're 95 years old here in Happy Half Hour, but we're going to go through the news, and that's Jackie's realm, and then we'll bring in Dan and Joe from Finca. I want to say Finca Altozona every time I
know exactly what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
It rolls off the tongue.
Finca Altozana, Altozano?
Altozano
is a restaurant by Javier Placencia down in Valle de Guadalupe, which is one of the best things down there. Finca is in North Park, right across the street from Tribute Pizza.
And actually, a finca is, and this leads in really well to our episode, a finca is another name for a winery or a bodega. So like a lot of wine houses in Spain, they will be called finca. It's like sort of the name for an estate, but it means like a wine estate.
Exactly.
Like you're growing, you're making. Woo! God bless you. I think it's time for the news.
Welcome to Happy Half Hour. Now the news.
All right. So Pho Ga Go is comfort dream come true. I'm so excited about this place. From chef and restaurateur Kim Phan, who's the co-owner of Crab Hut and Kingfisher. And she's finally launched her long-planned chicken Pho Ga concept. Mm-hmm. I'm particularly excited about this because Pho Ga is actually a northern Vietnamese specialty. I lived in Hanoi for a year in 2007. And Pho Ga is like chicken pho is what you eat for breakfast, actually, or you would eat late night. It was sort of the breakfast version of it before you got to the beef in the afternoon.
There are certain things that I would love to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Cereal being one of them, obviously, because I'm an Americanized suburban kid from the 1980s. A broth of any sort,
dude, right?
Is another one. Ramen, pho.
It's a hangover cure.
It is menudo, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. That is absolutely 3 meals a day caliber wedding material sort of dish. Fish, not one of them.
Same.
I cannot do fish for breakfast. I realize that
I have done some aguachiles in like a really vicious hangover, and that was what was available, and it happens. But I will admit, not for me.
Because aguachiles is more lime than it is fish, almost. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot. But anyway.
Anyways, this is the team behind Kingfisher, which is one of the best restaurants in San Diego. Crab Hut, which is
like the other best restaurant in San Diego.
Started by the same family. We've had them on the podcast before. Their story is remarkable of getting to the United States and how they opened up their restaurant, and how that Crab Hut is a representation of how they lived in their little village in Vietnam, and how their dad made it over by deflecting a bullet through his dog tag into his leg. leg.
It's the craziest story.
Go look up Crab Hut happy half hour. Anyways.
So they're operating as a takeout only pop-up inside Crab Hut Mira Mesa. And they have specific pickup times: Sundays from 12 to 3, Mondays from 4 to 7, Tuesdays from 4 to 7, and there are pre-orders that close at noon the day before that you can get online through their Instagram account, Pho Ga Go. And so again, the menu focuses on Northern style pho, where it's a clean, rich broth, and it isn't as like garnish heavy as you would find in like beef pho, like a pho hua, for example. So each quarter comes in 3 containers. If you've ordered ramen or pho before in the COVID era, you're familiar. You dump it together.
Everybody's familiar now.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got extra dishes: Vietnamese egg rolls, chicken salad with banana blossom, lotus stem, lemongrass, and the closure of Crab Hut's downtown location early this year gave for the push to finally open. So I'm excited.
Okay, favorite flavors of yours in the history of the Jackie world. I'm gonna start with mine: macroot, lime leaf, lemongrass, sesame oil,
Definitely sesame oil.
and everything bagel seasoning.
I'm definitely going to steal sesame oil. I think that tomato, oregano. I grew up Italian American, so
Italian.
that's just like a seminal.
You're contractually obligated by your
then,
genetic
and
code.
then, yeah, that green mix of herbs and fat and heat. Just in Vietnamese food, in Southeast Asian food. Again, I lived there for a year. I feel very connected to that. That's like always it just brings me kind of right back.
But we're like the actual ingredient.
The specific one?
Yeah. Come on.
Lemongrass.
Lemongrass,
It
right?
would have to be lemongrass.
Lemongrass.
It's because it's not cilantro. It's lemongrass.
Lemongrass.
Like 100% lemongrass.
That's it. Oh God! If
my
you get a
God.
little lemongrass, I mean, nowadays you're finding it in Ralph's. You're finding it and it used to be.
Yeah.
I remember I had
Skincare, makeup, perfumes. It's like crossing the bridge. It's very cool.
And if you take a few of the stalks that are really fibrous and everything else, and you put them in some oil and you just saute them for a little bit, and it infuses that oil. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Well, we've got more Lucienne news.
Okay, Lucienne, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit because I went the other week and it's part of my get some this week. But go ahead.
So this is a special dinner. Napa meets La Jolla at Lucienne. So on November 18th, which is a Tuesday, Chef Elijah Arizmendi and Robert Sinsky Vineyards, they're teaming up for a 6-course dinner at Lucienne. So Phil Abram, who is RSV's estate GM, he's joining Arizmendi to guide pairings and finishing with a Napa versus Bordeaux wine face-off. So this is like redolent of the the Paris Challenge back in the 1970s, where it was Napa versus Bordeaux French wine. Who won? Napa won. Put California wine on the map, and here we are back in what fucking year is it? 2025 in La Jolla. I was gonna say. I don't even know what year I was going to say, but it was not 2025.
There was that. What was it? It was called the Paris tasting. No, it wasn't. I'm getting it wrong.
Paris?
It was the Paris something. Anyways, it's a very famous moment in American food and wine history because in a blind taste test, everybody thought French wines were better than American.
Judgment of Paris.
Judgment of Paris. Thank you. And they did a blind taste test of all the wine experts, and all the wine experts are like, of course, this is French and this is it. And it was actually an American wine, which has a San Diego tie, which is really fascinating.
Was it Stag's Leap? It was a Stag's Leap, right?
It was Gergich.
Oh, it was. Oh, yes.
It was
yes,
Gergich.
Of course.
So Gergich, if you've seen that on wine labels, that was the wine maker. I believe it's Mike Gergich. My wine knowledge is
deep ties in Rancho Santa Fe.
So a friend of ours, Ernie Hahn, his grandfather invented the American Shopping Mall and developed UTC and Horton Plaza, and he was the financier behind that winery, Chateau Montelena. Chateau Montelena was the wine that defeated all of the French.
And it's still, I mean, it looks like a French chateau. That's, why it's named that. But and they still produce excellent wine, have wine tastings today. I've done a very expensive tasting there.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
Great.
And so now that I've ADD'd out of your news, the point is...
We did it, and they're doing it again.
Lucienne is doing this 6-course dinner on November 18th. If you haven't been to Lucienne, I'll talk about this later, but Travis Weichert, who's one of my favorite chefs, the chef owner of Cali, who was at Daniel Boulud's, he was basically Daniel Boulud's right-hand man for 10 years. He texted me from Lucienne, and he said, dude, you have to try this food. It is phenomenal. So I went last week, and it is as good as advertised. It's Michelin star cuisine. You're 12 courses, 14 courses, tiny little bites. I mean, the apex of what chefs can do with the craft that they've chosen.
I'm excited that it's finally here.
Anyways, okay.
So Big Dog Burger joins San Diego's Burger Legions.
Big dog with a D-A-W-G.
So South Bay natives, Alberto Montellano and Jeffrey Beasley, they're bringing, I'm so excited, Oklahoma-style smash burgers to San Diego. So if you were turning in to the Monarch Del Mar episode.
How are they bringing Oklahoma-style smash burgers? Because they're
just doing
what's the onion burger?
Dukes in La Mesa.
Dukes in La Mesa.
We talked about this because Drew who owns Monarch Del Mar lives in the eastern reaches of the county, as I do. So we live very close to Duke's in La Mesa, both of us, and discovered our mutual love.
I'm just going to speak on Alberto's and Jeffrey's behalf. I don't think that they claim that they are bringing this because obviously Duke's already exists.
Oh, it exists, but they're doing it.
They're doing it as well.
The
movement is growing.
Yeah. And so it started as a pop-up after years of research. And they've also worked in kitchens at Doghouse, Firebirds, Lou and Mickey's, Pizza's Pizzeria. They've been around town. Yeah. And so what is redolent of an Oklahoma style smash burger is the onions are mixed directly into the ground beef patty before smashing. Yeah. And so it makes the beef go further, but it also infuses so much flavor. So they smash it, Yeah. That's pretty much the deal. Buns come from Sadie Rose Bakery in Oceanside. They toast them, then they steam them for that soft, they call it a Tijuana style finish. So they've been doing this for 3 years and they're looking for a brick and mortar next, but they are popping up everywhere and you can follow them at Big Dog DAWG_burger.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Oklahoma style. I'm glad that it's getting another adherent.
Love it.
The movement's happening. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we just got a few more items. The fish shop is looking to open its Long Tees Oceanside location soon, and apparently they're hiring for that now. So if you're in the mood, there you go. Corner Pizza's Encinitas spot is also in progress. We're waiting for that pepperoni slice drop, but I am cracking up about this because they're in Leucadia, which is to me, because I live down here, I'm isn't that
Encinitas?
It's just funny that they have an Encinitas location.
Well,
I'm there's the same thing?
Encinitas. This is a San Diego debate.
I know.
This is a very San Diego debate because technically it is.
Leucadia
it is Encinitas.
Encinitas. It's not Carlsbad, right? And it's definitely not its own thing.
No, it's not its own thing, but it is its own thing because anybody who knows Encinitas and Leucadia, they're wildly different worlds. One is could possibly follow Charles Manson into a cult. That's Leucadia, and
where you lived.
Encinitas is just bleach blonde professional surfers and everybody
their children
in the world
and their nepo babies
and the babies, the surf nepo babies. Yeah.
Which is a real thing. No, I know. It just tripped me up for a second because I was reading that and I was like, did I get this wrong? And I was no, actually, this is factually correct. Yeah. There is a Leucadia present location and they're opening Encinitas. Actually, Corner Pizza, I have to say, is one of my favorite spots in San Diego County.
And they are one of the people from Corner Pizza is one of the investors in Lulu as well in Leucadia.
They know their stuff.
Yeah, they know their stuff.
That's the news.
Cork and Craft glass box.
Oh, just my eyes glazed right over that one. So Cork and Craft Glass Box and Zen Modern Asian Bistro, they've launched a community food drive with Feeding San Diego through November 23. Obviously, this is relating to the government shutdown and the rollback of benefits for SNAP and other food-related
We've talked about this.
Distribution.
We just actually put out a list online. It's for San Diego, from San Diego Magazine. If you are looking for ways to help out, or if you need a place, if your family's hurting right now, especially with the benefits being shut down, we have a massive resource that we just published. So you can find all the information there. And it's a terrible time for food banks, for food relief organizations. They are being slammed. Yep. I mean,
but they're mobilized and they're on the ground. They're doing incredible stopgap work. I've been talking to Carissa, who is the head of communications at Feeding San Diego, and just kind of keeping in touch with her during, since the shutdown. And oh my God, I mean, it is 24 hours a day. They are truly working so hard to keep San Diegans fed. It's really inspiring. So you can bring non-perishable food items and get $1 off per item.
Into any of those restaurants, Cork and Craft, Glass Box, Zen Modern Asian Bistro.
Yep, you can bring up to 50 items per party. The discount is valid for that same day, and all donations go to support more than 400,000 San Diegans who rely on CalFresh.
So if you bring in a non-perishable food item, every one, you get $1 off. So if I bring in 50, that's $50 I get to spend right there.
$50 off your check. That's pretty damn legit.
There you go. All right. That is your news. Thank you, Jackie.
Thanks for having me.
gonna tell you something. Jackie's got a little bit of a sherry in this glass because through the power and magic of editing, we've already done our interview with Finca, and we still have some of the sherry. Mine is right here.
It's really good.
And it's really empty.
It's
now
expensive too. We have to drink it.
let's bring on the guys from Finca in North Park. All right. So as we were talking about earlier, in the happy half hour, welcome, gentlemen. How are you?
Thank you.
Amazing. How are you?
Good. I saw you like 3 days ago.
I'm starting to miss you. How's this close?
It's been 3 full days.
I know, man.
I sat on Friday and I was like, look, this is going to be a surgical strike, everybody. We've got, you've got things to do. I've got things to do. And they're like, you want some sherry? I'm like, all right, fuck it. 3 hours. All right. So Dan Valerino, Joe Bauer, two people that have been around San Diego's food scene for, I feel like a couple years. And at some of the anchor places, you guys have seen the food scene evolve. Backing up on you, Dan, Desert Mountain Club is where you kind of really got your big splash into the food and beverage world and was rated like the number one most desirable country club in the world.
That was my last year there. Yeah.
That was your last year there. And where was the Desert Mountain?
It's in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale.
Super, super north is like 20,000 square acres of property.
So
Scottsdale knows about private clubs.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
It's like private club mecca of the United States.
Like pineapple upside down clubs, or
I think they have those too.
okay, all right, sounds good. GM at Juniper Ivy, and this is where you guys kind of come together.
Yeah.
Juniper Ivy, which was one of the really bellwethers of the new generation of food in San Diego when it opened up. It was like, oh, holy shit, we've kind of something shifted in our food scene. And you guys were part of the seminal days together. And then you did Hake in La Jolla.
Yep.
Which
love that place.
I think everybody misses that place a lot.
I do.
I know, right?
I do.
Right.
I was like a Hake super fan.
You were there a lot.
If you don't know Hake was, and it was the location. It has always been that location. I think it is. If you're walking past George's, there is a little subterranean step down and a beautiful space, beautiful kind of like underground speakeasy in La Jolla almost.
Yeah.
And you walk back there, and you still have great views of the ocean and everything else. But it been a few things. It was Harumama. Is it still Harumama? No, what is it now?
It's the last sign I saw.
The last sign I saw was Harumama. Yeah. So it's been a few things. It was lovely. The service. I mean, I remember going into the Hake
Chef
and it was
Artie Sangavi.
Yeah,
She
Chef
brought a lot
Artie.
of different. She brought like global influences, especially like South Asian flavors into Baja flavors. Oh man,
Artie did really well. She did a good job.
Exactly. And then took over Green Acre in at the Alexandria property and Casa as well.
Yeah, we launched Casa.
And that was right after the pandemic, or not right in the middle of the pandemic.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that in a second. And
COVID
then
mentioned.
And then
Sorry, we have one commenter who's always just like, and you can't get away from it. But
And
anyway.
you can't. So every single time somebody says, you almost got through an entire podcast without mentioning COVID. I'm like, dude, we're going to be mentioning this forever.
It's kind of a big deal.
I don't.
And it's a restaurant podcast.
Right. And then I'm not going to get, everybody knows you're from Finca. Then you open up Finca with this guy. Joe Bauer, trained under one of the nation's only master certified chefs in Indiana. Came to San Diego, Juniper and Ivy. Where did you land in San Diego before Juniper?
I mean, I bounced around a couple of places first, but I was at Tom Ham's Lighthouse for a little bit.
Heck yeah. Start at the institution.
Started at the institution. I was trying to kind of figure out where the scene was at the time.
Yep.
And then, but I'll tell you, the entire time I was here, I was dropping off hand resumes at Juniper and Ivy. And getting rejected by the receptionist
Over and over.
I caught a guy setting up the tables once, and I was like, "Here's the resume," and he's like, "There's no way anyone's going to look at it." And I was like, "It's fine. I'm going to be back next week."
It's a numbers game.
That is awesome. All right. So you signed on in Juniper and Ivy. When were you guys at Juniper and Ivy?
Together, I think was 17 through 19.
2017 through 19.
Yeah.
Okay. You came on as GM when?
17.
In 2017.
Yeah.
You came on, you landed as what? A line?
Yeah, I wanted to just be a prep cook originally. So I came in as a prep cook.
You're like,
and
look,
then
I want no responsibility in my life. Okay.
I did that.
Okay.
And then I think it lasted, I want to say 3 weeks, and they offered me a sous chef.
They were like, "You're just too good."
Or I think, demand.
Right.
So, yeah.
They're like, guess what? You're
Yes.
executive chef.
Seats get filled. Yes, that is correct.
Right. All right. So Juniper and Ivy, and you guys were there together. And that's where, you were working with Anthony Wells,
Yep.
Jason McLeod, who won a Michelin star, and he's actually opening up a new restaurant coming up
Oh.
here in San Diego, I believe over in Point Loma area with Paul Basil. If I could be totally lying, but I'm fairly certain that's true.
right.
And Jason, if I am lying, feel free to just send me an angry text.
Or just, clarify. Give us a quote.
Exactly. And then together you guys came and opened up Finca. What day and month was Finca opened? And year?
February 8th, 2024.
I knew you'd know exactly the date. February 8th, 2024. And if you don't know Finca, we talked about it earlier in the podcast, but it is just a killer. You guys have been really kind of in the seminal seats of San Diego's food scene, along with your partner Ricardo, who, like, three people who know what the fuck is going on in San Diego's food scene, have helped build it, over the last 7 or 8 years, and then opened up a killer little. I mean, it's not a wine bar. That's kind of the misconception, I think, for a little while, because you guys have done so goddamn well with wines.
Wine bar plus.
Wine bar plus, but Chef Joe here, is doing some like creative, possibly hallucinogenic LSD-based food, and some classics too.
Yeah.
Some lighter classics,
Yeah.
which I had the other day. One of the best damn dishes that I've had in a long time. That straight up like peppercorn jus over that steak. I mean,
I want that.
It's funny because and there's many great creative dishes that this man is doing over there, but that one was so straight down the middle. But it was one of the best versions I've had in a long time.
Yeah,
I
it's
could
classics
hear
for a
my
reason.
grandmother sing when I ate it.
That's amazing.
know.
I mean, it's classics for a reason. There's classics for a reason.
Yeah.
And even that one, though, we still kind of want to take the piss out of fine dining a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, that's a steak frite dish, but we kind of developed these cool twice fried Parmesan churros for that.
I
so
love
as
as
the fry component of it. So we're still trying to make sure that we're engaging and having fun and playing classics, but also, exploring, letting your mind wander a little bit.
What the hell is a Parmesan churro? I mean, we're talking choux pastry.
We're
twice fried.
talking choux pastry here. So we're talking, Disneyland.
Yep.
Not sweet version of that.
Got it.
Instead of sugar, add Parmesan to it, make it fully savory. Fry that thing twice.
Yep.
And then, deliciousness.
Yeah, and then load a little bit of Parmesan on top.
Yeah, absolutely. Double down.
And you even put a little greens on there, didn't you? Put a little tiny little greens. Am I making that up?
Yeah, there's vitamin C.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little vitamin chive.
So anyways, welcome everybody, Finca in North Park.
Thank
I'm glad to have you guys on the podcast finally. It is. I think when I reviewed this a year ago.
Yeah, it's only been open for a year and a half.
I know.
Yeah, wow.
I said that it
Time
was like
flies.
you fully embraced the recreational cannabis, and then you brought Jackie some rolling papers when you came in here, and then you said, "Look, I don't really smoke, but
Yeah, this
I
seems hard to deny though at this point, right?
they might."
Yeah, I mean, based on my menu decisions, based on the fact that I just brought an entire pack of rolling papers in for Jackie, I guess I'm gonna just die on this hill.
There's a theme that's developing, and that beautiful velour that you're wearing right there.
Yeah. I'm not pulling this lie off well, am I?
But I think so. Tell us the idea behind Finca, because you've obviously brought two things that you guys do really well: vermouth and sherry.
Sure.
Some
I'm
Pedro
staring.
Jimenez. Oh my God! And we're going to pour this in a second. And please explain it to us. But taking the piss out of fine dining, you guys come from fine dining, obviously. I mean, high end fine dining. You've learned from some of the best, and you wanted to open this place to kind of let a little bit of the air out of it, right?
Totally. I mean, like our sort of like thesis is that everyone deserves luxury, everyone deserves fine dining. And so what we wanted to do is create like all of the sort of like focus and training and intentionality that goes in from the culinary and beverage program, and then just lower the temperature of it. Just take the pressure out of the air, but it's still the same quality chefs. It's still the same intention. It's still the same ingredients.
Right.
But it's like, it's more accessible. It's like, it's more affordable. It's a neighborhood establishment.
Yep.
But you don't have to choose between pizza. Not there's anything wrong with pizza. I don't want to go on the record for that.
Yeah.
But you don't have to choose between like ultra casual and fine dining. Like there is this stop where you are treating yourself. It feels luxurious. You are eating wonderful things, drinking wonderful things, but it's not this stuffy environment.
In between greasy paper bag and shiny tweezer.
there is something in between that.
There is
Okay.
And this is very common
Yeah.
in Europe. Like
Yes.
when we said wine bar before, like the style of eating fine dining style food, literally maybe at a bar.
Did you say
and
food?
does it fit? I'm getting the yip.
That was perfect. That was perfect. You were saying like a fine dining food.
I'm just all over the place on this Monday today. And maybe there's a bar, but it literally is a wine bar with excellent food, and because you're supposed to have wine with good food, especially in European cultures, and so that's just the way that they do it over there, and they're very used to it. And I don't mean this to say that this isn't original. It's original for Americans, and you guys obviously nailed it so well. Like brought that exact vibe and just like plucked it into North Park, which is different for us, right? Like we don't really eat like that all the time.
That's cool. You just said you just answered the question a lot better than I did.
Oh,
But yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I'm gonna let you talk.
Oh no, I'm just bad at
No, that's
talking.
dead on.
I just wish I could do that. That was great.
But is that that's the vibe?
No,
Yeah?
that's just exactly it. Just said better. Yeah. No, we are literally just trying to kind of recreate, again, playing with the classics of like just creating this like quality environment of hospitality where you feel good and you're eating quality things and drinking quality things. But it doesn't just come with this stuffiness. You can walk in, you can wear a velour tracksuit if you want to.
In fact, it's
I do it
encouraged.
almost every day.
And if you don't know where this is right across the street from Tribute Pizza,
Yep.
I guess is and Lucky's, which recently has hit the news because Lucky, who started it, passed, and Matt Lyons, which is what I love about North Park. Matt Lyons, who's the owner, a pizza chef of Tribute, got that street renamed
Sure did.
Lucky
Lane.
Lucky Lane.
Lucky Lane.
We were there for
You were there for
we were there for the grand unveiling with the mayor. It was
And
really
it took
neat.
you guys like a minute to open.
It took us a long time to open.
I mean, I was,
Yeah.
Talk to us about, and you got to get in that mic. Talk to us about how did it take you so long? I mean, what was the process? You guys came together. You had this idea. Obviously, you've been working together at Green Acre, and you'd had the past with
Right.
Juniper and Ivy, and the Hake, you and Ricardo,
Right.
And then you had this idea. What took so goddamn long?
Well, part of it was so much was out of our control.
Right.
I mean, the whole building was brand new. And
Okay.
then they had delays.
Yep.
And then they caused delays for us. And then their construction people messed up things that they were supposed to deliver.
Right.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
But we were able to open a little bit later than we wanted to by about 6 months, which isn't terrible in the grand
Okay.
scheme of a new build.
Yeah.
Restaurants,
In
that
a
is
brand
not
new
bad.
build, that's not bad.
No, I'd say that's a perfectly average.
Yeah.
Right on time,
I
actually.
mean, talk to Jesus Christ, Chicken Hawk.
Oh, sure.
Talk to
Took
Andrew,
them a while.
Right, 74 years. That's how long it took.
74 years.
Chicken
I
Hawk. to
remember
open.
Chelsea with Mabel's.
Took her a long time.
Yeah,
It did.
and a lot of that had to do with also supply chain, COVID,
Yep.
that kind of stuff.
Permitting.
Mabel's Gone Fishing, which is another great restaurant in North Park, which we've had on the podcast as well. Go check it out. So parking and everything else. So you open up this, and you have an idea for it,
Yeah.
right? And when you opened it, did you feel like when you opened the front door, was it exactly the idea that you had? Was it, were you like,
I think we were about 80% of the way there, to be honest
Okay.
with you.
beautiful bar?
Beautiful bar. We wanted that to anchor the space.
Yep.
Period. End of story. Just to eliminate that formality the moment
Yep.
you enter the building. And I think we really accomplished that. That definitely is the part that hit first and hardest, where we had bottle racks and things like that. And we're about 3 weeks open. We're like, we need to get rid of these. We need the bar seating.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. Great position to be in.
Yeah.
But that's probably the 20% we missed on a little bit. Just
Yeah, I think the soul, like the kind of the original concept was, again, close to being there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just to be honest, there were some things that we just couldn't afford originally, too. There was just some very practical elements of things that we kind of figured out later.
Yeah.
But I mean, even just down to like,
That hedge fund wasn't just pouring endless amounts of
no,
money.
it's crazy. I mean, you think that when your dad's a home inspector in Indiana, like you just dip into that. The well wasn't as deep,
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't quite he was the Steve Jobs of Indiana.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Steve
Yeah,
Jobs of
absolutely.
Indiana home inspection, yes.
Yeah. Asterisk home inspection.
Well, and you know what? We've already kind of spoken about this, but I mean, you opened it up, and obviously you had a great bar. Well, actually, let's go directly into that first. Let's
Thank
talk about
God.
which direction would you like to go first?
staring at these.
And
I
then
know,
we
right?
want to get into the booze aspect
Right.
of what you guys are doing, because it is a Spanish culture, and Spanish, especially viticulture and Spanish drinks play a massive part of what you do, and so I'm gonna shut the fuck up, and you tell me what we want to start with. What do we want to start?
I would hit the vermouth.
Okay.
Personally,
Okay.
I knew Jackie wanted it anyways. That's what we did together last time she came to Finca and hung out
Vermouth
with
is
me.
an aperitif, so
It
you have
is.
it
Okay.
first.
It is an aperitif.
Well, you could do that with
what
Sherry, but
would,
yes.
Okay, what are we drinking here?
This is Manuel Acha Vermouth from our Burrio, which is in the Basque region.
And should I be doing it straight, or do you want ice?
I'm chill. I'm good with this.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, to explain it even more.
Yeah, I mean, all vermouths, white or red, start with white wine, which is super nerdy, and then it gets a color from all the additives, the herbs, the berries, et cetera, if they're using slow berries sometimes. Basque country, you're going to get more of like these cola flavors, which make it, I think, really approachable.
Cola for sure.
Cola
Yeah,
berry is
yeah.
a thing, guys.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
It's not just something out of the vending machine. It's a
No,
thing
sir.
that comes out of the vending machine of Earth.
It does. And so you get those cola flavors. It's really approachable for the everyday
Yeah.
person where anybody can have this vermouth and be like, oh, I kind of understand what this
Well,
is.
Yep.
Speaking of that,
He's trying to push you back towards
he's
that
trying to
microphone.
put me
You
that
know
mic. I have
Okay,
this
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
But speaking of that, people do have it every day over there, right? Like, can you talk to us about vermouth culture over
I mean,
in
all
Spain?
day, literally,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I did harvest there in 2017 in a region called Priorat. It's like 45 minutes southwest of Barcelona. It's
my
one of
favorite
their
wine
two
region.
premier wine regions in Spain. One is Rioja, the other is Priorat.
Got it.
And I mean, it started at breakfast before we were in the vineyards.
Mm-hmm.
We were having eggs and things like that. They feed all the vineyard workers, and at breakfast, we're just like 4 bottles of vermouth are gone already.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that's just the culture. And you sip all day, and then you have siesta, and you have more, and then you take a nap, and you go back to work, and everybody's worthless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I used to live in
for
a
sure.
Catalan
Yeah.
village,
Absolutely.
and that's what
That's
life is
incredible.
like. They call it fer un vermouth, to have a vermouth, or la hora del vermouth. It's literally like a time of the day you go to vermouth, and typically like you'll drink it all day, but like
Yep.
really mid or like late afternoon is where you'll go there. You'll go to this little bar. They'll take out a big like ancient spray bottle, slice up an orange. They'll put this in there with some
Yep.
rocks. You'll spritz some soda in. You'll have like some salty snacks and blah 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 blah. And I guess that's where you guys come in with the salty snacks.
And that's
too.
today. We thought this would be a personality piece for the restaurant, and somehow it's still like 10 or 12% of our sales.
I love
18
that.
months later, which is crazy.
I love that too, because we've had inklings of vermouth culture across San Diego.
Sure.
I think like Monello was
Yeah.
one of the first ones that I knew of in Little Italy. You know what I
makes
mean?
her own vermouth.
They were making their own vermouth in house, and it was a vermouth happy hour that started every single day, and then but it didn't really take off, and I feel like in the U.S. I feel like one of the main things that has really come across is like the Fernet.
Yes.
It's adjacent, right? It's a like, a more complicated vegetal, like a bunch of different tonics in a glass sort of thing.
Certainly.
Like that kind of thickness, that thickness, I think,
Viscosity,
that
yeah.
viscosity.
Yeah,
of the
there's a
drink.
lot of weight.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of need food with it. And I feel like Americans are used to like going to happy hour and food, maybe a side effect of that, but you're
Yes.
going for the drinking. Whereas like Americans, we're still getting used to the like having food and drink before you have food and drink still, rather than just like overdoing it on the first meal. So, which is why like tapas has evolved
God
into dinner stuff.
Damn, that's
good,
good
right?
cola in that.
No, it's insane.
That's real.
Like, yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of Dr. Peppery.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
Yes.
Because it's like whatever the other mystery 14 seasons and flavors of Dr. Pepper plus Coca-Cola.
Hey, salud.
Cheers.
To Finca. Welcome.
Salud.
That is, if you've never had cola, the cola berry, it's remarkable. It's every flavor that you grew up with as an American kid in the 80s and 90s when soda was like basically eau de vie. It was our own like water of life in pop culture and Americana. That is, it's like the real flavor of it, And I think they basically learned how to do it in a lab after a little while. Yeah, I know that a lot of colas do actually use the cola berry,
Right.
but not a lot of my.
A lot of them will have vanilla to
Right.
get that flavor. Yeah. And in vermouth, there's like a zillion. It depends on the maker and the region,
Yes.
whatever. There's a zillion different herbs in it. I actually wrote about lo-fi wines up in Northern
We used to do them,
California.
right?
Yeah, they're great.
They
Event
used
with
to
them.
off-label make a weed vermouth because weed herb. So you
Yeah.
can put anything in that, like mystery mix it, and you'll get some herbal.
I've had
dark
that weed
liqueur.
vermouth. It is cool.
Yeah, I was going
It's
to say,
crazy.
I have a couple of bottles of that.
Wow,
Yeah.
this is incredible. 3 out of 4 people on the podcast today have had lo-fi's weed vermouth.
I
Love
have
it.
not
This
had one.
continues to double down on the fact that I don't smoke
Yeah,
weed lie
right.
here.
This is.
I'm going to see how many times I can get caught in a lie here.
We're actively lying.
Well, that was eating it or drinking it.
Yeah,
So
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah.
Today.
In no way did I just intuit that from your menu the first time I walked in. I'm like, whoa, this guy smokes weed.
Yeah, that was center of the article.
So 12% of your sales, vermouth
Yeah.
hour, vermouth culture, vermouth is 12%.
People are
And
just
we make
buying
our own
in.
vermouth too.
We do make our own vermouth.
Yeah, we have a house vermouth as well.
So okay, what goes into the house vermouth? I was looking at that. I think
We start with a house organic white wine, and then
Okay.
we're it's Verdejo from Rueda, Spain. We only use organic products. Period. End of story. It's how I've been buying wine for 2 decades.
I'm going to do this to you right now.
We're going to engineer you.
Heard.
There you go.
Heard. I'll take it. Yeah, no, we start with the white wine. It's an organic white wine from Spain. Then we add as many local ingredients as we can, and we'll
Okay.
source like
Like
lavenders,
what?
cloves.
Yeah.
We'll source from local farms.
Okay.
Local farms, basically.
Yep.
So we'll do as much of that as possible. We're going to work on the recipe actually going into the new year. We didn't have full liquor when we opened the restaurant.
Okay.
We bought that in January, and instead of fortifying with sherry, which is what we've been doing because of what we were legally allowed to purchase, we're adding brandy. So we're going to tinker with that recipe in the new year a little bit and make it more of the true stable full product, and probably bottle and sell from there is
I
the
can't
goal.
wait to see those labels.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so you don't want to put it on shelves.
I do. Yeah, we
Okay.
do.
Nice.
We think there's people really like it, so we're going to lean into it a little heavier. It's more of a Blanc style, so not as cola flavory as this one, but citrusy, refreshing is kind of what that style is.
Yeah, I mean, if you taste this, I mean, it has that that charm of like a. And I'm not comparing the actual flavor, but Sauterne or like a port, it's got that like a little
A
bit
little
of
syrupy, and I don't mean that
touch,
in a bad
no.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The viscosity, high viscosity.
yeah, absolutely. And you just take a little sip, and you don't actually take an actual sip of it. You just kind of put it to your lips and not like let it ride.
I love vermouth culture, Troy. I love this. This is the best day of the podcast.
So happy. I haven't had anything to eat either. This is going about ready.
Me
to
either.
get
I just had
wild.
some Greek yogurt.
So, and why do you think? I mean, obviously, you did it as kind of like a interesting thing,
Right.
You're like we're not seeing much, and obviously, you want to build, kind of fill a hole and not replicate, what's existing in the scene.
Well, I mean, I think what we're doing often is trying to introduce,
Yeah.
right, new mentalities, new offerings. Our industry needs to move, right,
Yep.
to keep interest high.
You still want
And,
Whitehaven wine the entire time?
I poured that at Desert Mountain for too many years.
Okay,
Very
yeah.
familiar with that from
Yeah.
our event programming there.
Yeah.
But that's funny. But
Solid Sauvy B.
hey, it's a great Sauvy B. You see it at the grocer, grab it. It's good.
Right.
And a great price point.
Yep.
But the vermouth thing, I mean, I love it. Joe loves it. There's things that we've always kind of just enjoyed before we built the restaurant or started
Yeah,
really
sure.
theorizing it.
Yep.
And, we think about your dining experience in 3 parts. And that's how you start your meal, the middle heart of it, and how you close the meal.
Yeah.
Beverage functions that way also in our mentalities.
Yep.
So how are we going to really offer a proposal of something super interesting at the start of the meal that isn't just, hey, do you want one of our cool cocktails? Do you want a martini? And those things are great. I love to dine that way also.
Sure.
But this was an opportunity with personality behind it to really
Yeah.
say like, hey, this is what you should do to start
Well,
your
and this
meal.
is more of a
Educate,
food
but
in the
not in a
glass, too.
boring way.
right?
Exactly. And what Jackie was saying, which is that it's such a great food item. It almost needs food.
Yeah.
So when you're really trying to create like a really cohesive dining experience, you have to have some of these creative beverage options if you're really just trying to really make a tight, perfect meal.
Sure. I mean, how much? It's so interesting though, because as an operator, you have this dream. You've spent time making this in Spain. You've spent time drinking copious amounts of it before you've had your cereal. But I mean the and then you want to explore with this with people, right?
Yes.
You want to bring this to North Park, and you're thinking everybody's going to get into vermouth culture, and then you're also like, okay, we also need to give the people that are a little bit afraid of this sort of stuff,
Sure.
the middle of the road. Now, what is your middle of the road?
What's funny is our middle of the road is basically Spanish wine
Yeah.
at that restaurant.
Okay.
I mean, it's somehow, even with liquor, completely owning beverage sales, which
Yeah.
is really cool to see. So Tempranillo and Albarino are my short story, I guess, is we
Yeah.
just move ungodly amounts of those 2 styles of wines.
Got it.
Those are the ones, the grapes and the styles that people know.
Very-
I guess, more popularly.
Very much so, but we do get a lot of trust. It's funny that we had this theory of California wine when we started, and it just, our diners told us they didn't want us to sell quite a bit of California wine, and they really were into the Spanish thing. So we just kept buying in harder
Because
and
they want
harder.
to travel through the glass,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, they're
exactly.
like, we're here. We get it.
Yeah, they're here
Give me something
for
else.
the journey,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
cool when you get that type of trust in your restaurant. where a guest is just like, well, I don't know what Mercigera is, but I know you and you're a nice guy, so I'm gonna taste that wine today.
Yeah, and explain to everybody what that wine is.
Mercigera is an ancestral white variety from Valencia in the mountains. Yeah,
So cool.
super mineral.
And you've been able to get people to try it and like it.
We gone through like 6 cases a week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like
really
really
like it.
going through.
Okay, got
Oh,
it.
and
There's a
that's great.
problem. There's a problem in North Park because of you.
I think it's a complete success story.
Okay, great. It's a success story.
Well, and people can buy retail
Yeah.
with
Yes.
you guys
Yes.
as well. That's also very European. I mean, okay, I used to live in Barcelona, and exactly like you go to these little wine bars with insanely great fine dining food, and they also have the bottle shop element. That's exactly what you're doing. So people can come to you, they can buy cases.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is kind of a rarity. I mean, why is it such a rarity? I mean, I guess it's a different liquor license and everything else.
Not anymore.
Oh,
Right.
is that true?
Okay.
No, with
Because
COVID,
I
they
remember-
ratified every liquor license to go
Right.
permanently for California.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I forgot it didn't
Okay.
go back. Yeah.
So we're permanent in that way. You know, Cucina Urbana, that group has obviously had incredible
Right.
success with it. Tracy, thank you for bringing that to our city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Third Corner Bistro. There's a big history of these types of restaurants in San Diego. And
Well, I don't know if it was big. I mean,
Sure.
there was a couple of
Real standouts,
icons,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, like stalwart niches, yeah.
Cucina Urbana did it. I remember I felt, for me at least, you're right. Third Corner probably was the first, right? Or one of the
Right.
first.
Yes.
And then there was like the guys down the street that was like, well, I'll sell you a bottle to go. Let's go. Come on. I mean, that industry was always there.
I mean-
you know, it just may not have been told.
The bodega bottle always
bodega bottle,
existed.
yeah.
Absolutely. But are you finding that people are taking it to go, or are they staying on because you have a pretty bar?
most of the time staying on site for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, we have a big wine club, you know, so we do pickup parties and things like that. And then that part of our business, they definitely get a lot of wine to go, which is
Yeah.
really, really neat. They get some unique benefits on site too, where they're only paying retail at all times when they're
Yeah.
on site. So they really take advantage of that. They push
Nice.
pretty hard, but some people come in, you know, and they'll be like, I want a case of something. Can you just pick it out for me? And that's cool. Because we've really gotten involved with our community. Our neighbors know us really, really well. It's a small community in North Park.
Yep.
And
How do you get involved? Because look, you're opening
Yeah.
up your dream. You know, you spend so much on the build out. You know, I mean, and you didn't do like $25 million water moats and and secret doors and that sort of thing. You know, which is kind of the standard now these days in San Diego. But you built a beautiful place. You know,
Thank you
and
very
you
much.
open up that dream.
Yeah.
You know, and you do need to get to know your neighbors. How do you get to know your neighbors? I mean, how do you get? We hear about that word.
Sure.
We get involved with the community a lot, but I mean, do you?
I mean, I live 8 blocks from the restaurant, and I've lived there for almost 9
okay.
years with my
Got
wife and our 2-year-old daughter. But I think it also helps that, you alluded how long we've been in this market, Joe and I.
Yeah.
And we have not been shy people either on our journey, and we have a lot
Yeah.
of friends in the community. You've
Yeah.
had Christian on, and he's a good buddy of ours in the community.
Yeah.
Chelsea is a friend.
Christian
with
Sliglin,
Mabel's.
who owns Happy Medium.
Happy Medium.
That
Yeah.
episode was a blast.
Oh God. Yeah,
He was
they,
here with Eric.
Yeah, duh.
yeah, they didn't suck. That was great.
They're the best. They're the best.
I know.
Yeah, you guys have really good neighbors. Like you've got, like we said, Matt Lyons at
Matt's buddy.
Tribute.
Incredible.
You've got who we just said, and you've got Chelsea Mabel's around the corner, and I'm missing like 17,000 other people.
Yeah.
I know Brad Wise is moving in,
Brad's
so like you
moving
guys
in,
are
Flavio,
super. Yeah, and these are all
Napoli. There's a lot of good people.
Yeah,
And we're all
luminaries in
very
restaurants.
tight.
Yeah.
We're all very close friends too. I mean, we,
Yeah.
We spend time
socialize,
outside
we
of
hang out.
work
I mean,
together.
I mean, Christian, he stopped by Thanksgiving last year. I mean, these are, my family's and friends' Thanksgiving and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we're all like in the same community,
We
And
were
you watch
talking.
Dan's daughter sometimes, right?
I do. I'm learning how to. I'm learning how to do it. 39 years old. I'm learning how to babysit now.
You're doing great too, Joe.
It's so cute.
Thank you.
You're learning how to kid.
I'm
Yeah.
learning how to kid. We were talking before that. I'm a pet guy, so like transitioning from like how do you deal with a small living thing. If I'm honest, it kind of came from a pet perspective. I
think
was
it does-
joking. It's like, do we clicker train? Is she treat oriented or just a food motivated baby?
It does for parents too. They just don't admit it.
No, I'll admit it. We use the same commands in my daughter that we do with our Doberman.
For sure. Absolutely.
And it works great because she's 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Sit. Heel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Wait.
Wait, so you're talking about North Park? We had a little bit of a conversation. I went in there on Friday and we hung out and we tried some dishes. And again, that traditional like steak freak peppercorn jus was so damn good. You also had a granola dish, Joe. That was this is such a you thing. You look at it and I'm like, this is a parfait for a chef for dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of a yogurt cup.
Yeah. Explain to us what that dish was.
So it's using three fruits or fruits and vegetables in the season right now. So we take quinces that are sous vide with sherry and with Pedro Jimenez,
so good. Yeah.
And then we roasted beets with some vinegar, and then we slice raw persimmons and we make a little salad with it, and then we put that on top of some fresh stracciatella, and then we make a granola with some pumpkin seeds. So it's the kind of goofy play on using tons of different techniques, like probably too many, putting a ton of work into it to make this like really simple thing that kind of tastes like a fancy seasonal fruit parfait.
Yeah, it really did. Like a much better fruit parfait.
I mean, I like fruit parfaits any way I get them.
Oh yeah,
they're great.
Yeah, and anytime you're gonna do like quince or pear or whatever it may be, something that's gonna soak up that wine, soak up that sherry. Oh, holy shit! It just transforms it. It's like that's a dessert in and of itself. And then you have a savory component to it too.
Speaking of sherry. What an incredible segue.
Oh, yeah. And actually, speaking of what you tried
I haven't properly cleaned out this glass yet.
We brought this too because this is what you tried when we had the onion tart together.
This is the sherry we poured you. Yeah.
Okay, so give us a tiny bit of a primer on sherry, or just so how you explain sherry.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really intimidating topic to most people. They imagine like grandma's cream sherry in the cupboard, right?
Because sherry was a disgusting, the way that Americans had approached it for a long time.
And British people too. That's how it
we
spread around the world.
bastardized it before the real sherry had a chance to get over here. We were like, hey, we're going to do a Sunny Delight bullshit version of it, and you're going to hate it forever.
But it's actually the most fascinating, incredible drink that humans have ever made on this planet.
And it hasn't been opened yet. You brought this for me to open?
I can open. I've got a wine key. I planned accordingly.
Okay, there we go.
Before they came in, I was sitting in the office. Someone's like, "Who's coming into?" And then it just occurred to me, and I said out loud, like I'm going to make a bet. They're going to bring wine, which I was joking to them is like probably the dumbest, most easy lowball bet I've ever made in my life.
Okay, so. Give us again a little bit of
yeah. Sherry's got
thank you,
a ton of styles ranging from dry white wines to dessert style, super viscous, syrupy. Pedro Jimenez, like we were talking about, it's like diesel basically. And then we start with more of the drier styles. That's where we're really successful in the vermouth or in the sherry program at the restaurant is Fino, Manzanilla, Amontillado. These are white wines, really, that are slightly fortified, or there's styles that aren't, which are more ancestral. But this is how we sell it at the restaurant.
And when you say fortified, speak to me like I'm in kindergarten.
Yeah. So fortified is, you'll stop fermentation with hard liquor, and then you'll add a eau de vie or brandy to fortify the product and stabilize permanently, basically. So it's called oxidative or biological aging. Biological is your dessert category, and oxidative is your dry white wine categories.
Okay. Got it. So I'm biologically aging right now.
Right.
Indeed. Yep. Same. I mean.
Salute.
Salud.
I had this on Friday, and it is one of the more interesting. I mean, because again, you think about sherry, and you think about that treacly sweet, Sunny Delight bullshit that Americans have foisted on us in the 80s, and you're right, it was grandma's drink for sure.
Sorry, I'm having a revelation. This is like a very Amontillado-like PX.
So it's Palo Cortado is the category.
It's the Palo Cortado, that's why.
So that's why you got the Amontillado.
PX for a
Palo Cortado is an abnormality that happens during fermentation to Amontillado, essentially. So it used to be something they couldn't control and happened at random, and now they control it. But to me, this is a wine that can hold up to the onion tart that we gave you. I thought it was a really delicious pairing. It's what we do for a lot of people.
Dear God, that onion tart. Sorry.
No.
It's just, okay, tell us what that fucking onion tart is, because it was delicious and it was ugly.
Oh, it's we're in the brown food category here. With this guy.
Oh yeah. You ordered that thing and you're like, wow, that's just so much caramelized onions on a plate.
Yeah, it's kind of an obscene amount of caramelized onions.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is kind of going back to my obsession with 1700s and prior, cooking food techniques. So this is a very old school French onion tart. Like it is, the ingredients are onion and tart.
Savory clafouti.
So I mean, and we cook it down with a little bit of rum
Okay.
And there's some thyme in there, so you get your your vitamins
Okay,
from.
there you
There's
go.
a sprig
Some
of thyme in
vitamin.
there.
A tiny, teeny green.
One tiny teeny thyme.
Sprig.
But and then we make a chicken liver mousse, and then we just sort of lighten it with a little unsweetened whipped cream and put that on top.
Because it's already sweet.
It's already sweet,
Yeah.
so that adds no sweetness to it. So
Yeah.
and that one's it's kind of like a flippy of like a pumpkin pie slice.
Yeah, and this
so you get all the creamy, like all the kind of cool things of mixing those textures together in a dessert. We're just doing that in a savory application because we like the way that those refreshing, creamy textures play with the crust and things like that. And we thought savory should, get a chance up to the bat.
Yeah, and it's perfect with sherry, especially like this type of sherry because this is like a nutty, not too sweet, very acidic, and it just kind of clashes perfectly
It
with
works
that.
great with a little liver aftertaste. Some of the like kind of ultra savory,
Because that's got a little bit of a funk to it.
does.
That's what I mean, and that's what I love about what I learned to love, which I didn't immediately love, was natural wines, lo-fi wines. That kind of barnyardy, natural yeasty sort of whoa. What is that?
It'll wake you up.
It'll wake you up.
It'll wake you up.
But again, I guess when I talk about music writing before I wrote about food, and it was the same thing. It was that you can start off and you're like, I love Pearl Jam.
Sure.
You're like, okay, and then you start going. Yes, Pearl Jam would be Salvi B.
Sure.
or Chardonnay
like
or
Primus.
whatever. This is like Primus.
Like the baseline, like that Solera, the in the Solera process, the gunk on the top that gives this the funk.
The floor. Yeah.
The floor,
This is
that
right.
is
This is
Primus.
Fish playing right before they set that giant Burning Man on fire. It's like got that funk experimental kind of like, and I mean, again, naturalness to it because that's a lot of what the stuff that you guys serve too, right? I mean, don't you kind of, or am I making that up? Do you go towards low intervention or no?
Where appropriate, if that makes sense. I'm not a natty stalwart.
Explain it.
Yeah, natural wine has gotten to be pretty divisive in terms of a topic. So it's getting more, the conversation is moving, I think, more towards farming and lack of intervention in the wineries.
Yeah.
And not adding things and like having, like Europe just added, you have to have all the ingredients on every wine label, which I think is incredible.
Yeah.
And I hope we follow that standard here at some point.
Yep.
But I think it's just more about not adding things that shouldn't be there.
Yeah,
to
like
the
what are
wine.
your lines personally? Like, do
You
have
need
a
to be
checklist?
farming at minimum, practicing organic. I need to know what's going on in the winery itself.
Yeah.
I need to be able to verify all this very easily through your websites or other materials so that my consumer can have confidence in my decision making.
So this is what I mean, and you
Yeah.
have a great name in beverages. You have a great name of wine, especially. But do you get? I mean, you really genuinely get to know every maker that you put on the list. I mean,
I'm very careful. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been buying wine for almost 20 years,
Okay.
and have gotten to know a lot of producers and a lot of winemakers and distributors, and I have importers just bringing product over for us at this stage,
Yeah.
which is really cool. It's a great place to be.
Yeah.
And you can
If
offer.
I'm going to bring somebody into my house, I need to know what's going on in their house, right?
Right,
That's
right.
it.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
going to
they're
drink
trusting
vermouth
us.
in his kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no different than food sourcing. We need to take it just as seriously in
Yeah.
the beverage side, right? And I think who you're working with really matters there for sure.
Right, because if you don't want somebody, I mean, you put something on your list, especially because just like a chef, everything that you put into your food is an expression of what you fucking believe in.
Yes.
Sure, absolutely.
Right, I mean, and if you have somebody that's using like a sugar to ferment and bottle, whatever, because that's the worst case scenario. Like those bottles of wine for like $3.50 at your local gas station. You're like, that's
where I started.
Yeah, right.
He was Woodbridge Merlot, I think, at the gas station for college wine nights,
I was
right?
a big
When you were
melon
trying to be
ball
cool.
guy,
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
that wine.
Yeah, I did it. I did slap the bag.
Yeah, right.
Joe, not a wine.
Yeah.
No, was melon ball an actual wine?
I can't remember. They would sell them to me under the age. It was called a wine. It was epic. I'm forgetting the name of it. It was like $1.99 for a bottle of wine. You could get melon ball.
That's not wine,
You could
sir.
get grapefruit. It was like the step below Carlo Rossi.
See, this is why I mean, and this is some of my favorite people, and this is why I invited them, and this is why I've always just like talking to you guys. Is that you've learned you know everything that you can possibly know about wine. You know everything you can possibly know about food. You know, I picture your library, by the way, and my ADD's kicking in right now because I've had cherry before I had food. Is that I picture your library at home is just like these like 1800 books, like 1900. You have to wear period pieces. Like you get up in the morning and you put on some pantaloons and you have that period pieces and you start going through your old recipes.
Yeah.
You brought I haven't seen an onion tart on a menu, and I mean, I don't think I was alive when onion tarts were on the menu.
Yeah, no, it predates my cooking as well too. I mean, you're correct. I mean, I have a pretty huge cooking book library.
Right.
I mean, there's a huge section of. I mean, I have like a whole wacky section too of kind of ancient cookbooks, but a lot of them are like collections from like a church bazaar in Madison, Wisconsin.
Fuck yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
small town, like Italian, like a community cookbook. They used to release those where they'd have like the.
Yeah.
You know, the communities, they would like have the recipe tested and the winners of that would get collected in the little towns. And I love those because
you have those in your place.
I have dozens of those.
Dude, I smell a pop-up
I mean,
series.
I have almost 1,000 cookbooks in my house. Like I keep it down
Oh, wait.
to about 1,000.
And don't
Hey,
you guys
you're-
have a catering license to do pop-ups?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been
do.
doing some fun. We have some pop-ups coming up too, but we did some really fun ones already too.
We've had a busy summer. Yeah.
We did one.
Okay, fun ones. Examples of.
Well, we did one with Happy Medium, to speak of them
Okay.
again.
Well, that was
They
really
came
fun.
over and we did a hot dog eating competition, which was, and I'm going to say this
Wait,
with
what's
all
it-
humility, it was a hot dog eating competition that was disgusting. And
I'm shocked to hear this.
100% regretted doing it inside of our building, but it was fun.
Shit, literally?
I understand. I
Who would
understand.
have thought? For
Kobayashi, is that his name? Who's the guy?
yeah.
it was Joey Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, Joey Chestnut. What a legend.
Yeah, it was absolutely vile. It sounded so good on paper, man.
Well, you know what? We like spectacle, and this is where I was going with this before ADD kicked in. It was that I love the fact that you have that the skill set that you've developed over time, and you've gone really really deep down that rabbit hole, and you followed that tweezer in many different directions. It's like a divining rod. That tweezer, the divining rod tweezer that we all take once we get super into things, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you have that like to take the piss out of it, like unseriousness, melon ball culture deep in your heart.
It is absolutely there.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I think but I think what you're saying is I mean, it's like, you have to learn the rules to break them.
Yeah.
And I think that and it's really important. I preach this to young chefs all the time, which is you can't skip that step.
No.
And
Yeah.
a lot of people want to really experiment and have a lot of fun. But, look, I've been doing this for a million years, but especially if I'm getting very experimental, those are the dishes that have the highest failure rates, though.
For sure.
Also.
For sure.
So, I mean, and you're churning through them and my idea of perfection is just the speed at which you can realize how quickly you made a mistake and correct it. To me, that is what a great chef is, because there's no batting 100%. That doesn't exist,
Oh
right?
God, no! I write some bullshit.
Oh man,
Yeah, I've written some real clunkers.
I mean, yeah. I mean, to be Liz, my partner at home, and have to go through all of my test reciping is, you would think, oh man, it's so great to date a
Saint
chef.
Liz.
And you're like, well, guess what? She also tries all of my awful experimentation at home. And then she says it's great, but then it's funny. It sits in the Tupperware for a week, and I throw it away.
This
So-
is why I would never date Tom York.
Oh, is that why?
Oh, he would.
that's
he
the
would
only reason.
drive me nuts. He would.
Oh, I
drive-
would lose we would last 45 seconds and I'd be like, you're the most annoying person.
He's like, look, I got a kazoo inside of the Stratocaster, and I'm just going to be like some Belgian.
Well, my husband is like this, and that's why I had to marry a journalist, because the only way it would work is if I'm in on the same racket, right? So
Yeah.
same
Yeah,
vibe
speaking
as your
of
house.
What was okay? I want to know two things then, as a cook, as a chef who has collected all of these arcane, beautiful, old school community recipes. Was there any one that's still on the menu, or was a huge hit that you did, or what was your favorite find within that community treasure trove of recipe pamphlets?
So, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, I
don't
pretty much, I'll never lift a recipe.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
really what I'm looking for. And
Yeah.
the reason that I like a lot of the really, like you said, old
Is
arcane.
it bad form to lift a recipe from something like that?
It's just that
did they put it out there and you're like,
it's
all right.
usually not perfect for your establishment.
Right.
And I think that's the difference.
point.
Like if you're cooking at home, it's just that nothing is one size fits all. And you're going to decide it should be a little more like this or should be a little more like this. And I think that's just going through that sort of checklist in your head when you're being creative, that you're not doing it for yourself.
Adjusting on the fly, yeah.
I mean, ultimately, it's all about the person consuming it.
Yeah.
And I have kind of a rant about that I've been going on lately. Where,
Oh, please.
well,
Please
I mean, like,
deliver.
I think that there's just this fine line of, a lot of these young chefs are these very like Marco Pierre White minded people and they get a lot of mixed advice about, cooking for yourself. You
Right.
should cook from yourself. You should cook from your soul. This is all correct. This is great.
Yeah.
However, you are truly cooking for someone to enjoy it and
Right.
consume it
Yep.
and like experience community with their friends. I think that you should cook from your soul insofar as the best art you will make is the art that you have a connection to, that you are cooking from your soul. So I don't think that you should do it from a point of narcissism.
Yeah.
I think you should do it from the point of the best thing I can make has a personal frame of reference with me.
In the restaurant world, you are not the only brain in that vat.
And there's so many smarter people than me.
Right.
There's so
Yeah,
there's probably there's 4 people in this room. There's probably 5 people in this room smarter than me. I was going to add one because I may not see somebody.
I think that's really true. I mean, that's in our world. Two things are that you said are very true. Is that you have to learn the rules, of cooking, of wine, of whatever it is, and then fucking break them.
Yeah.
So I write my editors I've got
Mr. No AP style
no,
over here.
no AP style. Like my junior editor, and she's awesome, and she knows AP extremely, extremely well. And we constantly. She goes, Troy, this isn't a sentence.
This is English,
This
Troy.
isn't
It's not
English. And I'm like, look, I've been doing this a very, very long time. I'm like, but you know exactly what it fucking means,
Art
don't
and
you?
the
Yeah.
science.
You know what I
You're
mean?
balancing the art and the science.
I learned to write like that over decades,
Yep.
so that I can have a 2-word sentence that is, a fragment of a fragment of a fragment of a fragment that you feel.
And it's valid.
It's valid. I mean, it feels good, right?
And I think it's the hardest thing to do, really. To be able to, what is not to get into musician quotes all the time, but was it attributed to Andy Warhol that art is getting away with it? Mm-hmm. And I think that's a lot
that way all
of,
the time.
like a lot of truth in kind of what we do here, especially
Yeah.
when you're trying to push the envelope. But,
Yes.
I think a lot of, especially when you're coming up, whether it's writing or painting or any kind of creative expression, we're always kind of taught this outsider art thing too. Like we're given these idols of people that they just fell into it. They were naturally talented. But then you get older and you realize, you do some research and you realize these were all trained dudes.
Yeah.
Like these guys went
Yeah.
that dude went to Juilliard.
Yeah.
And I always think of Sid Barrett, and after he, kind of went a little cuckoo and had
Yeah.
his solo career, and he's playing an electric guitar not plugged into an amp, so they're just miking his strings clicking. And everyone thinks, oh, it's this crazy person. He's this outside artist. And it's like, no, he's a trained jazz musician.
Right. Like metal machine music by Lou Reed.
Exactly.
You know,
Well, I
but-
think he did that just to annoy his label.
Absolutely. He's like, I have to put out an album.
Which also vibes. Like,
Yeah.
that's cool too.
Well, and the other thing it is like, yeah, you are cooking for people. You are pouring wine for people.
Yeah.
You do have to listen again. It can't just be like,
You're a
hey,
host.
look, I'm the artiste. Get the fuck out of my house if you don't want
No.
to. You know what I mean?
That's not what it's about.
Right.
And I don't think anyone, but I think that we can get caught in that sometimes. We
Yeah,
can
for
think
sure.
so much of ourselves and how much that we know that we think that the value is us for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
And it's not this experience that actually has nothing to do with us. We're just curators of this.
Right.
And but it's hard because you spend so much time working on your craft, getting better, trying to become an
Yeah.
expert. That you kind of necessarily become a little self-absorbed when you're trying to be excellent at anything.
Yeah.
And I think at some point, I have a great business partner and I have a great romantic partner and family that can just check you every once in a while and just be like, Joe,
Real.
great job. You're not super special.
Real. Very, 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 very real. I think everyone sitting at this table can get that.
What is your favorite thing he's ever made?
Oh shoot.
Okay.
There's this duck.
current menu. Okay.
There's this duck that Joe does.
Get it in the microphone, or I'm gonna
Yeah,
kill you.
there's this duck that Joe does. He's done it for some of the executives at Alexandria, and I'm a duck freak.
Same.
If there's duck anywhere,
Yeah,
just like give it
absolutely.
to me.
T-shirt.
Yeah, I'm a duck freak.
Duck freak.
Yeah, and
That sounds really
That's it.
legal
Just-
or something. I know.
duck l'orange, basically.
Yeah, duck
a twist on
l'orange.
l'orange.
Yeah.
Twist on duck l'orange.
Yeah, it's like a miso duck l'orange.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's
fun.
insane.
Oh, that sounds even
It's
better
insane.
than duck l'orange.
Yeah, actually, we're doing we're making a bunch of ducks for a Thanksgiving pickup too.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Mention
Yeah.
that, please.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a bit of a plug. Yeah, but yeah, we're doing like smaller sized, Thanksgiving pickups. So
Yep.
it's like potato gratin and veggies and a whole roasted duck with confit legs. So it's just only one whole duck. So it's like
Still
3 or
taking
4
orders?
people.
Yeah.
Good to
Taking
know.
orders.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. This is all
placed
about
one.
plugging people, plugging what you do.
I thought we were just chatting.
Yeah, we are just chatting too, but we're also going to actually like drive people to your business.
I appreciate
yeah,
that.
That's
Please plug everything. Yeah.
and you guys said you have more pop-ups coming up, or what do you got?
We got another one Fernside coming up soon.
Yeah, I think it's the last one of the year. I
Yeah.
think we're going to do kind of a holiday one on either the first or second week of December.
Having
Trying to figure
Fernside in, or you guys going to Fernside?
So we did one over at Fernside.
Okay.
A few months ago, and then they're going to coming over bringing cocktails, and then we're going to figure out like a cool holiday pairing. Probably get pretty wacky,
I bet.
With Fernside, the what I did over there, sort of almost an homage to like the Juniper Ivy dishes that we did. But like I did a crudo dish, but I used one of their slushy machines, which is pretty
Nice.
center to what
So
they
like-
do.
Almost
So I
like
mean,
a granitas?
so I made this
Yeah.
ultra spicy, like a Thai chili granita slushy. So the service pattern was for me to make a crudo, and then the server to go under the slushy machine, give it a
That is
squirт, and then it
amazing.
goes tableside. It was hilarious. It was delicious, but it was hilarious.
You're both like I still remember when like maybe I don't remember this. I don't think I was that fucking old. But I remember when like fountain drinks came out. I feel like I was there.
Oh,
You know?
dinosaur moment.
I know. Like Little League suicide. Like,
I remember when they made fountain soda.
okay.
Go to the pharmacy.
Maybe they invented fountain sodas before me. I think
I
so.
hope so for your sake.
To this point, doing the collaborations, with Fernside, with Happy Media, with everybody over there. You said about North Park that it's a real community. I mean, you guys are pretty tight knit. Is that why you guys picked it, aside from the fact that it's 8 blocks from his place?
I think there's a lot of reasons. We looked at a lot of spaces during that process. We came close on a couple in similar communities.
Yep.
I think the quality of neighbor was definitely a motivating factor for us. We've known Matt a lot of years over at Tribute, and that was really appealing. And we knew Christian was working on his project. That was really appealing. Chelsea obviously already landed Mabel's very, very well, and we've been friends with Chelsea for years.
Drew Deckman came in.
Drew's in town.
3131.
Yeah.
Now it's changed to Deckman's.
Layla's up there.
Layla's there.
And now we've got Brad Wise bringing in Alouette.
Yes.
Alouette. Brad Wise from Fort Oak Trust Restaurant Group. Rare Society. He's opening up a French restaurant right in the corner of 30th and University. I think I saw that it was in construction. It should be opening up.
It looks like they made a lot of progress lately.
It's moving fast.
Yeah, it was
Why
kind of
am I
stagnant
saying
for a
what I
minute.
think? You guys drive by.
They
Yeah, it's
definitely know
moving
more,
fast.
yeah.
No, I think
Right?
that they've clearly hit the pedal here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Was it required for you guys to be in a walkable space, like no matter what neighborhood or spot you were looking at?
No, for us, we were looking for a real estate opportunity.
Right, sure. In
and
San
that-
Diego,
and that's-
you get what you get.
And that's kind
Yeah.
of complicated. That's a whole thing there.
Yeah.
I mean, and to be honest, I think Finca would be very different in a different location.
I think so too. That's why I asked. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like this type of dining and this experience really almost needs a walkable thing. Again, I'm like obviously stuck on this being a European dining experience,
that's what we like.
but
Well, that's kind of what it is. Kill it.
Yeah.
No, but I think that's we don't really have a like perfect model of like this is
Right.
what I do.
Right.
But we tried to look at the neighborhood and say like, okay, well, we live here, we can talk, we can listen to people. What does this neighborhood need? And we kind of approached it from that perspective.
Yeah.
If it was in Point Loma, I don't think it would resemble what it is.
No,
you know?
definitely not. Last one, that lobster dish you did.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about the lobster dish, because they had that orange zest in there, and I was like, oh, this is really delicious.
Which is a great palate pull, by the way. That was pretty impressive.
I mean,
He has an
this-
insane
Yeah,
I got, I
that
got a
was amazing.
hoary little mouth.
Yeah, that
Oh, sorry.
what that do?
Give me sherry before you give me lunch.
Yeah.
But tell us about that dish.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just some local spiny lobsters that we get from. Well, we're sourcing through like a long-term fisherman friend of mine. And I love shouting out to Wild West Fish. It's one of my favorite guys in the world. His name is Johnny Law. His middle initial is actually E. His last name is actually Law. He's just
No, it is really.
Yeah.
John Elaw.
Oh yeah. He's an absolute San Diego legend. Solo
Nice.
fisherman, best fish. He just goes out and fishes. He brings it
We
lets
need
me
this
know
guy.
what it is. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I can introduce you. He's one of the
Yeah, we
coolest-
need this guy.
One of the coolest dudes ever.
Hell yeah.
So I just get lobster from him, and then this is kind of our play on sort of like a thermidor. So
Yeah.
we're like
Yeah.
steaming them and opening them, but like we kind of approached it from through the lens a little bit of like kind of like a clams casino-y flavor. So again, we're adding a little funk with like a little like charcuterie in there. We're going brown butter instead of heavy cream sauces and things, adding a little like nutty layers,
I prefer
and then like a
that.
good amount of like citrus in it too. So citrus zest and incorporating a couple of different local things in there. So it's still, I mean, don't get me wrong. This is not a health item here. no one's losing weight on this one. But it is lifted. It's not quite a, like a bechamel sauce that you can use to like patch up drywall. Like it's it's not quite there.
To show that I barely belong in this decade, and that I have terrible taste. It is the Jacquard brown butter is the Jacquard Noir of food. It is the most
Troy loves
beautiful,
Jacquard Noir.
lovely thing. When it came out, I remember when it and soda fountains came out. It was like it was the best smelling shit you ever smelled in your entire life. It's
incredible.
I remember the commercials. I will never. It's like that in the Cats commercial.
I went through. I don't think puberty was going to happen for me, but that sent me through. As soon as I smelled that, I was like, "There you go, puberty is here." But anyways, that brown butter and that, and I like lobster and brown butter. Oh my god! I mean, I take lobster shells after I've cooked them, and then I take it in brown butter and I steep them in brown butter for a long time. So you have brown lobster butter. Then
come on now.
you put that over popcorn.
Oh, come on now.
Make a stock. Oh my god.
So, anyways, all right. Finca, boys, this is going on long, so I'm going to stop you guys now. Unless there's something that we haven't told, we can sit here and
We
talk
were
for
just
17
getting
hours.
started drinking. What the hell?
I know. I'm disappointing Jackie. It's a regular thing that I do. It's kind of one of our
Fun,
bits.
guys.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else you guys have coming up that you want to talk about? We have Thanksgiving that we covered. Get yourself a duck.
Thanksgiving's
to
a
go.
big thing.
That'd be great. Yeah, come and say hi. Come in and try the menu. We're hitting a new season here, so
Yeah.
it's fun to see all the new items that are going to be hitting the menu soon. So if you haven't been for a little bit, come back and say hi.
Yep.
Buy a bottle for all of your holiday shopping needs.
That is always
What
good.
day? Is there a day? Is there a night? Is there like when you're?
Well, you know what's fun? We just launched actually. Is that we started doing all day happy hours on Thursdays.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, because they have like the farmers market on Thursdays.
Yep.
And again, we're always trying to figure out how to sort of integrate
The farmers
into
market is right
community.
near you guys.
Yeah.
In the park. Yeah.
So we're thinking, okay, these guys are probably kind of eating there. What does the community need? And we're like, well, probably need to drink after they go to the farmers market.
That's
Absolutely.
so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Look, I'm like, I went through all this beautiful fruit and vegetables. I
Yeah.
need a drink. That was very stressful.
It's extremely stressful.
Right.
The heart wants what it wants.
It does. All right. Where can we find Finca online at Instagram?
Finca.wine or Finca North Park on Instagram.
Okay, got it. And now we do a thing called Get Some. This is restaurants and or places that you love yourself, that you've been eating recently, something you've eaten recently. You're like, everybody needs to know about this in order to have happiness in their life. If you seem ready, Dan.
I mean, it's the Italian in me. I love Corey. I think it is
Corey
Me too. We were
Pastifizio.
just
stole-
talking
you
about
stole
last
mine.
episode.
incredible.
I know.
It feels like you're in Italy,
I know.
right? The lights
'Cause you
might turn
kinda
off
are.
at any moment.
This
and
is
it's
this
awesome.
is 2 weeks in a row. This is
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row, and I'm allowing it. We're trying to give our audience some different takes,
But also truth
you know
and
what?
journalism.
But when truth and journalism, when something is backed up again, Corey Pastificio.
Yeah.
If you haven't gone, Accurcio Lota won Best Barilla's Championship, a World Pasta Championship, 2017?
He's the
or
pasta daddy of
2019.
San Diego.
You know, and that's, I mean, it's not nothing, actually. They invite some of the best, chefs in the world to do that. He was raised in Italy, raising snails for escargot underneath his family's stairs. He would feed them spaghetti and rosemary until they fattened up and had flavor, and then they would cook them on the stove. He's so effing good. What do you
How could
get?
you not like someone like that?
What do I get?
Yeah, is there like-
I just got the new squash dish that they just landed.
What is
Okay.
it?
Squash ricotta. I don't remember the rest.
That's
of it
all you need
anymore.
to
bet
know.
it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, squash and ricotta.
All
worried
right,
about
Joe, where do you go? Where do you go to drink alone?
I'm where do I go to drink alone? It's in the garage in Burlingame. To the end of a cul-de-sac.
Sounds nice.
Perfect. Find it.
Right now, I'm really excited for my friends who opened Relic Bakery in downtown. So that's
Yeah, Sam.
Sam and Derek. Two.
Am I making that up? Weren't they at Juniper Ivy? Am I making that up?
They were both at Juniper Ivy
Yeah.
at different
Yeah.
times. So Sam worked there with me for years as the pastry chef. Derek came. I went back just for a little stint, just kind of hanging out for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Derek was there at that point, so I met him. And we're talking some of the coolest, most talented people. They are crushing it. If you haven't tried it, like some of the savory items that they're doing out of there, like they're kind of part of this like savory bakery world explosion going on right now.
I love that world. Yeah.
And what Derek is doing over there is
so
incredible.
The world. No, like same. I was thinking, I was like drooling in my brain.
Yeah.
I was like, he's emoting.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, they're right now. I think they're just 10 out of 10. Just opened a couple of weeks ago too.
East Village.
East Village.
Yep. So that's Maker's Quarter, I think, or is it right there?
It's like right there. Is it? I don't know if it's in it or not, but it's like right there.
Yeah, Relic Bakery. All right. What in terms of the savory world? Do you remember anything that you had?
I mean, they do this like pork belly croissant kind of
Okay.
thing.
It's
It's just kind of weird how good it is.
Okay.
And she worked in some bakeries in Copenhagen, so
Yeah.
she does like s'more broads and which
Like
plays
honey
into it
cakes and
all.
things like that, yeah.
Exactly, and like different like smoked and cured meats and savory pastries.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong. And her sweet pastries are insane. It's just
It's crazy. It's
They're
crazy.
very
They're
creative.
dangerously
so
talented
damn good.
duo.
Yeah.
All right, Jackie, what you got?
Okay, so I went for happy hour with my friends last week to Trust, which is a restaurant I actually haven't been to in a really long time, even though I go to Rare Society and Fort Oak and Cardellino all the time. I just haven't stopped into Trust for a while. And like, much like the Hake, when the Hake opened, when Trust opened, I was all over it. I wrote about it for every public. I just thought it was like the second coming of creativity in San Diego. And it's still amazing. So they have a burger on their menu just for happy hour.
Melon Ball was the second coming of creativity.
Right, yes, this is the third. The third coming.
Only technically.
Trust was the third coming after Melon Ball, the wine. And yeah, they have an incredible double patty happy hour burger with fries, and they make their own ranch, and it's actually perfect. But the thing is it really is only at happy hour. So if you show up for dinner and you're like, I'll have the burger, and they're like, you're very, very lucky, ma'am. We have like 2 patties left and you can have them. So they hooked me up, which I really appreciated, but Trust still rocks.
Yeah.
It's still creative.
That's so good.
Flavors are on point. They've got a really good Cobb salad redo right now that instead of the salty bit, like any other salty bits, they're using little fried olive bits, crumbles.
nice.
So
It's awesome.
killing it.
Okay, and for mine, I went to go see Lucien. Lucien is in La Jolla, and I got a text from Travis Swikerd, who was a chef owner of Cali about 2 weeks ago. Travis is awesome. He's the biggest ambassador for local food. He is always going out to eat, and the reason why he went out to eat here is because the chef Elijah, who is kind of named Lucien after his son. Moved out here from Danielle, per se, some of the best restaurants, Thomas Keller World in New York, and they came out here. They brought all of per se. They brought every single person in there. Was like, oh yeah, I came out from New York, from per se for this project. Awesome. And there was like, I must have been 7 of them. 7 or 8 people who came out from Thomas Keller's empire, and Chef Elijah had been there, working at the Michelin stars, and he was kind of like, this is his time to shine. He was going to open up a place somewhere, and he partnered with two people in San Diego to open up basically right next to Catania. Right. They're sharing the same plaza. It's sharing the same deck. They're both on the 3rd floor, but this is Michelin star, 12, 13 courses. They had and it's funny because this is not necessarily, I don't love this kind of dining. I really don't. I mean, I
used to, but I like scratch that itch and I'm done.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is though, God, when you go there, oh my God, the food is so fucking good. It is so well thought out. So it's one of those things where it's a journey, right? Yep. It's one of those like, okay, I'm in it. This is ayahuasca for dinner.
And it should be special. You actually shouldn't be doing that all the time, which is a good thing. Yeah.
No, you shouldn't. But it was a phenomenal meal. And every time I go to do one of these tastings, and I feel like a pretentious twit for saying like, oh, every time I go do Michelin's aren't for me.
We're here to enjoy.
But no, I'm a blue jeans kind of guy that likes to just like hang around with my friends and drink some sherry, and so. But it was really excellently done. They have an oeuf. and they got to do it with the egg, and and they do the custard, and it has caviar on top, and you dig down through the egg, through the custard, through the meringue.
Ooh, it's like a 7-layer dip, but like French eggs.
That's exactly what I said. It's a 7-layer dip of French eggs, and it's got the caviar on top. You get down in the bottom, and it's got that like broth, at the bottom. And you're just,
all the fat that sinks to the bottom.
Oh God, it was so good. And then they also had, what was the other thing that they did really well? They had a toasted banana on a house-made buckwheat little toast with a caviar too. It's a phenomenal experience. And some of the biggest collection of talent that has been brought to San Diego in a long time. So go check it out and you're going to be in for a journey. It's a 3-hour course. They only do one seating a night. The one seating it's a tiny little place, designed by Texture, who Texture did. Oh God, who did Texture do?
I know.
They did a bunch of cool design around town. Anyways,
just believe us.
They're trying to push the envelope. I would definitely go check it out. That's it. That is Get Some. I have a bottle of Vino Vermouth. Manuel Acha.
Yep.
Acha, thank you so much. I'm like, Acha?
That's Euskera, which is the Basque language, and famous for many consonants in a row. Actually, it differs from the rest of Romance language in Western Europe. It is an Indo-European language. I think it comes from the Indian continent. Totally different. They have no idea how it got there.
And this is why cool. I love Jackie. And on that, we're out of here. Everybody, go check out Finca. It's in North Park. Look for this hanging outside of the restaurant itself. Congratulations on being open over longer than a year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm sure that it's been just all roses and puppies and easy wins.
So easy. It's so easy.
So simple.
We make so much money and it's so easy.
We all laugh because we know how true it is. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Ryan.
You guys can check out this episode and all of our episodes on Apple, Spotify, everything else. Go on to Apple and try to give us 80 stars. It'll cap you out at 5. But if you give it a rating on Apple, it makes it easier for us to be found. Thank you guys so much. Next week, we will be back with Andrew Zimmern is coming in. Andrew's coming to town with a cookbook. We've been traveling in the same circles for a long time. He's been traveling a much bigger circle than I have. But he's going to talk about. He's been in San Diego a lot. He's traveled down here, kind of covered it through Travel Channel and Food Network. So we're going to talk some San Diego stories in his new book. We'll see you next week. Happy hour. See you.